So, jetzt lassen wir hier noch 2 eintreten. Und dann würde ich sagen, schönen guten Abend, herzlich willkommen zum mittlerweile 5. virtuellen Fan-Stammtisch, diesmal mit unserem Co-Kapitän, mit Chase Fieler. Chase, nice to have you. Thanks for your time. Hallo.
Great to be here. Great to meet so many of you and only a couple faces, but we'll get to that point part later.
So, wir haben gerade schon ein bisschen drüber gesprochen. Du verstehst ein bisschen was auf Deutsch, kannst du aber auch schon was sagen. Und jetzt bitte nicht die bösen Wörter, die dir die Mitspieler beigebracht haben. So not the bad words the other guys told you.
I just know the simple things. I'm trying to get a couple small things. Obviously, my son is going to start school, so trying to get enough so he can't call me the bad word. So I've at least got that understood. But very little. A lot of it I just understand from being similar to the Dutch, and I know more of that. But I know like ich bin, du bist, sie. Very little things. Few things.
But you can order pizza already in German? Yes.
No.
No.
I can order from the app. That's about all.
Okay. That's enough.
Yeah, click on pictures.
So, Fragen eurerseits. Eine ist da. Alex Grober wants to know the differences between Prometheus and now Bamberg.
I think Bamberg is a much more established club. Prometheus is just starting. The fan base in Bamberg, I've already noticed, is a lot larger and more enthusiastic. Prometheus wants to get to that level. They don't have the history that Broza has. And then the level has been very similar. I mean, we were a Euro Cup team, and I think on our way we finished in Final 8, but I think had a good chance to be Final 4. But the level of players and in that aspect has been very similar. I think the professionalism in Broza is a little bit better, but I think that is normal with most teams in the German league. It's well known for us players that there's a high level of professionalism.
So how do you see your current team? If you have to specify a little bit the guys around you, how would you describe your teammates and the team itself?
We have a great group of really good high character guys. I think we all get along really well. Obviously, we just added Devin, who's been here now for a couple of days, and I think he fits in really well with his playing style, but also off the court, personality-wise. You can already see he's interested in making friends and not. You play sometimes where guys are just here and they treat it as a job. They don't care about relationships aside from that, and I don't think we really have any players that are like that. I think most of our players are excited to be here. They're excited to be on this team, and we get along really well. So it's been great for me. A couple guys have wives and families or starting families, so it's been great for my wife and I, and they've all been very good with my son.
You named co-captain together with Tyler. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Coach putting a lot of faith in me. It comes from the experience I have throughout Europe. I've played now, and I think this is my 5th country or 4th country. So I've been around. I've played in a lot of different competitions. I've played in Euro Cup, Champions League, FIBA, Europe Cup. Played for championships in multiple different places. So the faith that he's put on me, and just trying to come out and be the best I can for the team and lead in any way I can. Whether it be a voice to, if a player has a question, I can be the third party that kind of communicates it to coach or give him my experiences and my thoughts and try to help players come along. But it means a lot. I mean, anytime you're named captain, that's a big responsibility. That comes with a lot of pressure. I don't know if pressure is the right word, but comes with a lot of things that are expectations. You can't have bad games. You can't have bad weeks. You got to make sure you're there every day and ready to go every game.
Lucas wants to know, with Devin Hall as a new player in the backcourt, how will the playing style in the offense as well as in the defense change in comparison to the last couple of games? What do you think?
I think it gives us another threat, another option. He is a great shooter, and offensively, he's shown he's very unselfish. He's looking to make the right plays for other players and trying to help out without only thinking about scoring. He wants to create for others. And he was in the NBA. He played at one of the top teams in the NCAA, so he is very capable of scoring himself. And he is going to be able to kind of have some experience as young as he is and inexperienced as he is in Europe. I think the experience he has through college and high levels and high pressure situations, coupled with the experience he has with NBA and G League, he's going to seem like he's going to play like he's older than he is and like he has a lot more experience than he does. But offensively, he's just going to give us another threat. Shooting the ball, he's a big body. He can get to the rim, and he's a good passer. And then defensively, which is what he's kind of been known for and what he did in college, he's just a good athlete. He's very strong, long arms, knows how to play, and his defensive IQ is really high.
Karl-Heinz wants to know if there are any significant differences in practice methods. So what you knew before with the coaches and now with your?
It's kind of when I was in Belgium, there's a lot of consistency. You know what you're getting every day. When I was in Greece, you come in one day, do something completely different than the day before, completely different than the weeks before. So the consistency is really nice. It's, you know what to expect. You know what you're going to work on. You know what you need to get better at every day and how you're going to accomplish that. So that's been really helpful. The practice facility, I've never played for a team that practices away from the home arena like this, but the facility is incredible, and the recovery tools we have are great to have there, and that's something I've never experienced at a club, to have all that on site and available to you after every practice.
Alex wants to know about your thoughts, your previous impressions about the Bamberg fan base. So there was only one game until now in front of, I think, around 500 spectators. But I think the 500 made a lot of noise in the game against Ostend.
I remember reading before that it was going to be 500, and we had expectations hoping that they were going to allow more and we're going to have more there. But during the game, it did not seem like 500. You're right. It definitely seemed like a lot more. It's something you heard about coming in the fan base and how much of a home court advantage you have. And you could get glimpses of that with only 500, which is such a small portion of what is normally there during normal season and normal times. But even that 500 that you could see for us gave us another level of energy, another gear almost to play even harder and with more pride. And it's a testament to what they did. It's incredible with that amount of people to be able to make it sound like the gym is almost full.
So let's hope that there will be audience again back in latest, December, January.
Yeah, as soon as possible. We need you guys there, and definitely makes it more fun for us.
Weitere Fragen? Nur zu. Another long road trip ahead starting on Saturday. A bus drive to Hamburg can have the feeling of a never-ending journey to it. How are you using the travel time personally?
For me, I get a lot of rest. Normally, when I come home after practice, I go from running at practice to running around chasing a 2-year-old who doesn't seem to ever fall short of energy.
Oh, I saw, by the way, I saw a photo on Instagram from your wife, I think. How was the midday nap together with Dex today?
It was great. That was 100% pretend. He was acting like he was asleep, and I was really trying to take a nap. So that was probably the only 10 seconds that he sat still during the afternoon. But yeah, the road trips they're great for the guys. We get to spend a lot of time together. We can talk. We can really develop relationships and get to know each other better off the court, which I think always builds into something and helps on the court. Obviously, it's difficult to go with travel with a long bus ride, then flights, and then another bus ride, and being in another country with a whole nother set of COVID rules and things like that we got to go through. But for us as a new team where we have a lot of new guys playing together, we've now been together for 2 months, but in a normal situations, a lot of times you come to a team that has 6 guys together and maybe 6 new ones. To have a whole new set of guys that don't play together, don't know each other, these road trips really help us build more bonding and make it easier for us, especially since we're not able to do that during normal times. We can't all to get together now in Bamberg because of the COVID restrictions. So it'll help us be together. It'll help Devin acclimate to the team a little bit more. And I think for us, it's really big that we're having it now with Devin, where he can get to know people and spend time with us, where we're quote unquote forced to be together. But it'll be good to help us take the next step and really get to know each other.
And it's only 7 hours bus ride, so it's not that long.
Yeah, it's nothing. I mean,
are you more the book guy or the Netflix guy?
In my mind, I'd like to be more the book guy, but in my experience, I've tend to be more the Netflix guy. The first road trip, I tried to spend a lot of time on apps to learn German. The last few road trips, I've been a little bit less excited to do that and more just trying to relax and watch TV. So I'm trying to get back to doing German lessons whenever I have the time and doing it that way. Normally I'll find a book, 2 or 3 books during the year, and I'll read them. And when I read them nonstop, but then I finish them and I take a break for about a month before I start a new one.
Weitere Fragen von euch? Keine mehr. Muss ich doch wieder ein bisschen, ne? On Sunday offs, I think you were already you visited Wurzburg, I think, right? You visited the castle here in Bamberg, on the hill, and whatever.
We've been Nuremberg, Wurzburg, the castle here on the hill. We went to a kind of like a zoo, but it's more spread out. I can't think of the name it was. It's about 30 minutes from Bamberg.
Okay.
My son really liked that. A lot of animals. I think there's also a castle there that we could see, but we didn't actually visit it. We just stayed in the park with the animals. But that was really nice. My wife has been to a few more places than I have. She really likes to go and find views and see the different things around us. I like to try to use off days as off days and rest a little bit more. So it's a tug of war match there. Who wins? Sadly, I'm not normally on the winning side of that. But again, with COVID, it's kind of restricted what we can do and where we can go. So it's made it more difficult.
But is it important for you to know where you are playing? So to know the town, to know everything around?
Yeah, important is, to get to know. I think for me, it's just very interesting to learn the history, to go see different sites. I think the architecture in Europe alone is something completely different than anything we can find in the States. Normal cities here have buildings that are older than the United States as we know it. So we don't have the history or the culture behind it. So for my family and I, we loved experiencing that. We love to force that upon our son, even though we're pretty sure he won't remember too much of it. But at some point in his life, I'm sure he'll feel cool that he can say he's been to many of countries and seen different things. And for us, it's cool. It's important that while we're over here and experiencing this, to let him experience as much as we can.
Have you already found a favorite restaurant in Bamberg? For sure you have.
Yes, Hoffman's. Hoffman's is definitely our favorite. My wife gets the salad there that she loves, and now with COVID, she's trying to look up recipes and trying to see if we can figure out what they put in it. Maybe I can make it, or she can make it herself. But Hoffman's has been our favorite so far. Oh,
you bought meat today. I also saw on the Instagram of your wife. Huh?
Yeah, she likes to call me out.
Expensive.
Yeah, I think she's incorrect. I believe I actually paid the correct price. It just
you did.
Yeah,
that was the correct price. Yes, and
yeah.
it is so expensive here.
Yeah, she just likes to make things look worse for me than they do. She wants to try to call me out for everything she can, but we cooked them on a charcoal grill tonight, and it went really well. My son still loves steak, and he ate pretty much probably 500 grams of steak himself, which I did not count on. So that meant both my wife and I got less.
Lucas asked the question, the new BBL season is starting this weekend and there will probably already be 3 games postponed due to COVID-19 issues. How is the situation in our team right now? And are there concerns that it could hit Brose Bamberg as well?
In our team, we don't have any problems. We haven't had a positive test. Obviously, everyone that's playing in Europe and playing in these times are getting tested constantly. So we're doing our best trying to social distance outside of practice and do what we can to stay on the negative side of that. But it's a thing that we've come to accept. We know there's going to be a lot of difficulties this season. There's going to be games postponed, canceled. Going into each game, you're worried. You hear a case of one team getting a positive test, and it's the team that you're about to play against just played. So then you're wondering, is it going to affect the game? But we're not dealing with anything that other teams aren't. So it's not an excuse. It's nothing that we can use or worry about. We just got to go out there and play when we can and play with who we can when it comes to the point where it's starting to seem inevitable that we're going to experience this. It's going to affect us. So at some point we're going to have to play without players, or we're going to have to reschedule a game that we didn't want to, but that's just the new norm and something we're going to have to accept.
Your thoughts about the performance coach, Chase?
What do you think about that, Chase?
Do we have one?
It seems like there's a name on our website.
Oh, that guy.
I think he's called Theodora. Something like that.
He's a performance coach. I thought he was just there to get water.
Yeah.
It's really unclear what he does for us. It's every day we're trying to figure it out.
Tschüss, gell? Tom. Tschüss. Weitere Fragen? Chase, do you have any questions to one of our fans?
Ooh, are they going to be responding in German? Am I going to have to focus really hard?
They're not. But I've got one more for you. How's driving in Bamberg?
Driving?
Yeah.
It's much easier than in Greece. People follow rules and understand you can't just stop and park wherever you want in the middle of the road. And but it's nice. The roads are all very nice. Germany's known for the highways and things like this, so you're not driving through dirt roads very often. I'd played in Belgium. I played in Holland. So when I was in Holland, the bikes are incredible, and there's almost more bikes than people in the city I was in. So I'm used to driving with bikes all over the place. And then I think culture-wise, as far as driving goes, Belgium, Holland, and Germany are very similar. So it makes it easy. The parking rules, some of the signs I did not understand and have learned very quickly.
Yeah, 25 euros?
No, I surprised. Only 10 euros.
Only 10, okay.
Yeah. So
it will be more, believe me.
Oh, I've gotten 10 euros a couple times.
Okay.
Just that each one has only been 10 euros. But my wife is the one that parks for the more expensive fines, I've noticed throughout our history.
Weitere Fragen? More questions? By the way, do you know that you haven't lost any playoff games till now in your career? Yeah, that's right.
I know this is the first time I will not have played for the prize. That was difficult. That's something I liked that streak. I was upset when that ended.
Weitere Fragen? Hat noch jemand was?
Do we know what the attendance rules will be for our games at the moment?
No attendance the whole November, and then we have to see.
Okay.
So it's in complete Germany. No audience allowed in professional sports in November. Weitere Fragen an Chase?
I have a question.
Jawohl, Matthias, bitteschön.
I'm wondering, usually people don't like to talk about money, but I'm wondering about the salary in COVID times as a professional basketball player. Is it already cut down? And would most of you players be ready to cut down even more if there will be no crowd anymore for the whole season? So if there are no spectators anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say. Every situation is different. I had a lot of friends this summer who would sign bigger clubs where their salary actually went up, but for the most part, most levels, everyone salaries are tied to audience, who can be there, who can't, sponsors, who can give money when nobody's there to watch. So for the most part, I think a lot of salaries throughout Europe, regardless of level, I know EuroLeague salaries cut, Euro Cup salaries cut, Champions League same. So it's the new norm. But as far as taking more salary cuts, I think it's going to be dependent on what each individual person is, what their family has, what their expenses are, what they signed for, what their money already is. I know a lot of guys already took some cuts, more than they expected. Some guys aren't going to want to take an additional one when they agree to this and this is what they need for their family. So it's hard to say an overall or a majority decision. It's just going to be dependent for each individual case.
Yeah, of course, you made some plans too, and some people are, for example, would like to buy an apartment or house or something. Yeah, of course, different situations for all of you.
Right. So yeah, I mean, for me personally, I have a wife and son. We are now expecting another child, so our entire situation is based off my income for will be a family of 4. So it's difficult for each player. I know a lot of players that have multiple kids. There's guys in EuroLeague that I'm friends with that have 7 kids. So when they take one pay cut to have another one, and now they have 7 kids relying on them, it's difficult. But it's difficult for the players as much as it is for the clubs. So it's just difficult to decide or to talk about when everybody's different.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Weitere Fragen. Brigitte Wild will wissen, ob wir am Dienstag vor Publikum spielen dürfen. Beantworte ich jetzt mal schnell. Ich kann es mir nicht vorstellen. Ich muss gestehen, ich kenne die Regeln nicht wirklich, wie es im Moment gerade in Spanien ausschaut. Aber wenn ich mir jetzt einfach nur mal so die Nachrichtenlage anschaue, wie es in Spanien Corona-technisch gerade sich darstellt, kann ich mir nicht vorstellen, dass wir vor Zuschauern spielen. Deswegen, ich weiß es nicht 100%, aber ich gehe mal davon aus, dass auch in Spanien keine Zuschauer erlaubt sein werden. But do you know that is audience allowed in Spain? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. I think they originally made the same thing Germany did, that it depends on the area and how the numbers are. But I believe with their rise in cases, and I know a lot of Spanish teams are now quarantined, I think that they took away the audience as well.
Yeah, I think so too. What's your personal goals for the season? What are you planning for the next steps in your career? So 2 questions. Let's start with the maybe goals for the season.
Personal goal for me, I always want to play for a prize, whether obviously now we already missed from the cup, but now it's moved on to the next prize, which is Champions League, and then the finals of the BBL. So for me, it's to win as many games you can, put yourself in the best situation. I think with our team and with the club history and in normal circumstances with our fan base and the home court advantage we'd have, I would say to finish in the top 4. But also I don't want to change that. I think we're dealing with the same thing every other team is. So just because we lose our fans, they lose their fans. I believe our team is good enough and we have the capability to still finish top 4. And then I want to compete. I think we can compete with every team in our league. In my career, I've played against the quote unquote powers of the league, and I've competed against them. I've beat them. And nothing's different here. Obviously, Bayern and Alba being the EuroLeague teams, they're expected to be the top teams, but every team has off games. Every team plays great, so we can come in and have a great game and play exactly how we want to and beat anybody. And I don't want to ever go into a game knowing we can't win or expecting to lose. So that's not why I play. So those are my personal goals, to compete for everything, obviously get advance as far as we can in Champions League, and try to play for championship.
And are you already planning the next steps of your career, or is it just living and playing in the moment?
Yeah, for me, it's living and playing in the moment. I have a family. To plan my next steps would be too difficult to plan with a child, a wife, and then our second child coming soon. It's too far in advance. And then add in COVID, you have no idea if leagues are going to continue to play, if things are going to be paused, finished. It's times like these that make it easy to realize live in the moment, play when you can, and just try to enjoy every moment you can. So I'm not looking forward to the next steps. I'm just trying to play as well as I can and hopefully play as much as I can this year.
Weitere Fragen von euch? Ansonsten würde ich noch kurz mit ihm aufs Hamburg-Spiel schauen. Let's have a look on the Hamburg game on Sunday. What do you expect?
It's going to be a good game. I think Hamburg has shown in their signings this offseason that they want to be a top team. They signed a lot of guys. I think a couple guys that most of you might recognize and know of. They brought in a coach from Vecta who had a very good record and did a lot of big things for them. So they're showing that they want to be a big club and they want to be a top club. So it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a good test for us. It's another physical German team that will be good for Devin to get an idea immediately of how the league plays. I think you could see it last year, the way they played and the way that this coach wants to play. They want to be physical. They want to rely on defense and play through that, but they signed very good players that are very capable on offense. So for us, it's going to be important that we come out and play our style of basketball and don't let them take us out of our things.
Jo, gibt's noch Fragen?
Gibt's noch Fragen?
Gibt's noch Fragen? Anscheinend nicht.
Maybe one more question. Do you sometimes try other sports for exploring the region? Like, do you go running or do you go cycling around Bamberg? Maybe that would be some suggestions I would have.
Chase is one of the best golf players in the team.
I would say the best golf player on the team.
Yeah, but you lost against Bennett in the tournament.
No. Only based on the handicap he played with.
Okay.
But stroke for stroke, I won. Now that sounds a lot more impressive than it is if you know our team's golf capabilities. But I haven't done cycling and I haven't done running. I will and I would more. However, with it just ending preseason, most of my time at home is either chasing my son, which might count as running through the city, or resting as much as I can to try to recover and get ready for the next practice.
Yeah.
We do a lot. I walk with him, my son, on his bike and kind of chase him that way. But we walk through the city a lot and try to explore it as much as we can on foot. And my wife, being pregnant, she takes long walks also, so we do that together. Cycling is something I would like to do. I like riding bikes, and with the way it's set up, especially in Bamberg, where you have the bike paths and trails and it's easy to get everywhere, I would look into that. But normally during season, we don't have a whole lot of free time to do a lot of that. In the summers, I will explore a little bit more. But now that I'm older, I don't explore as much as I did when I was younger. I grew up playing a lot of sports. I played American football, played American baseball. Ping pong is probably my best second sport. I've tried tennis. I know a lot of friends of mine in Europe use tennis in the summers and soccer in the summers, or football as their conditioning. But for me to play football in the summer just seems like a good way to get injured. I'm not very good or coordinated with that, so I make a fool of myself most of the time.
Thanks.
No problem.
Brigitte wants to know, how old is your son?
2.
He's 2, right?
Yep, 2. 2.5.
So someone,
almost
when
3.
you have time, maybe you can get like something where he can sit on your bike and you can explore Bamberg region together, the district of Bamberg. But I know you have a little free time. Yeah.
Yeah, we would try that. Maybe by then he'll be able to ride his own bike, and by then we'll have another baby. So I'll probably have to have that baby on my bike. But it definitely, he loves being active. He loves being outside. So we will do that as much as he will. We push him pretty much. Growing up in Europe, he's getting used to walking, which is not something that happens in the States near as often. So being 2, he still normally walks probably 4 to 5 kilometers a day into and out of the city and then around our neighborhood. So he's pretty active. So hopefully by this summer we get him on a bike that he can pedal and he can explore with us.
So you already answered in the chat, the Browns are your favorite NFL team?
Yes, the Cleveland Browns, as difficult of a life as that is.
And Lucas has the classic question for every new player. Did you try any style of Bamberger beer yet?
I tried the smoked beer that I heard is the famous one. And it's very good.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
You don't like?
No, not even after the 3rd or 4th. No.
Well, you just got to drink it colder and you'll enjoy it more.
No, not my taste.
Yeah, no, it was very nice. I had heard before I came here about it. Then one of my ex-teammates said that when he played in Ulm, that all his friends and stuff from Bamberg talked about it, and he told me, he's like, yeah, you kind of got to get used to it, but it is really good after you've tried it a couple times. So, but for me, the first time, I thought it was good.
Alex Grober, ich trinke schon Bier, aber mir schmeckt leider nicht das Rauchbier. Das, weiß ich nicht, ist nicht so meins. Und es stimmt für mich auch nicht, wenn man sagt, nach dem 3. oder 4. fängt es zu schmecken an. Nee, ist einfach nicht meins. Weil ich gerade Wasser trinke. Ganz ehrlich, weil wir im Büro kein Bier mehr haben. Also wenn mir irgendjemand was Gutes tun will, dann bringt er bitte in Ströndorf Bier vorbei. Deswegen muss ich gerade Wasser trinken. Normally, I have a beer in front of my computer for the fan talks, but right now I don't have beer anymore, and so I have to drink water. And that was the questions: why water and no beer?
That's why you're a little bit quieter during this one than normal.
Exactly, exactly that. Kai, welches immer du mir vorbeibringen willst, außer Rauchbier? Ja, her damit. Alles. So, weitere Fragen? Keine mehr. No more questions. Chase.
It's either I'm great at answering it or I'm just not very good.
No, it was great. Great answers.
Oh, that's
great answers. Dann vielen Dank. Thanks for your time.
Dankeschön.
And now, steak?
No,
Yes.
We had already finished dinner. So now,
okay.
Yeah.
So now EuroLeague and TV and Netflix.
Yep, EuroLeague and Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss, yeah?
Yeah, he really likes Dr. Seuss.
Then enjoy. Dankeschön, schönen Abend.
Thank you, Dankeschön.
Danke auch an alle anderen, die da waren. Nummer 6 gibt's wieder.
Dankeschön. Vingamo.
Dankeschön. Ciao.
All the best for Sunday.
Danke.
Danke. Tschüss.
Cheers.